Hey, I'm too sexy for my shirt. I don't know, I was listening to that song earlier and I was like, this song, I couldn't, like back in the day, there was some corny ass music back in the day, y'all. Like genuinely some corny ass music. Y'all like the gains? Y'all like the gains? Workout program is in the bio. Go get it. Go get my workout program. Cause you can look like this, like this. Anyways, I'm just playing, y'all. I hope you got some coffee, enjoying your coffee, watching the video with me, and let's get it, let's go. Y'all know how I do, man. Vlad TV, Charlamagne on Tyla's career. I remember what happened with this. Tyla came on the Breakfast Club and she said something, I don't remember what it was, but I do remember like it kind of like rocked her career a little bit. And this is where like, I think that kind of sucks because the African diaspora, all of us together sometimes don't realize that people think differently and they're allowed to think differently. And we kind of have to have some understanding from people from different perspectives as African Americans. Even though a lot of us bought into Tyla because a lot of us like Tyla, we got to understand like sometimes people have different opinions from different places and we need to bring each other back together, not be against each other. But y'all already know what to do. Let's get it, let's go. No time to waste. We're gonna get it right now. Charlamagne the God. Yeah.
Well, Breakfast Club has always been a very impactful show. That is why I always loved doing Breakfast Club. I've probably been on like, what, maybe 6, 7 times at this point over the years. Now, one of my members, Rob2 CT Boy, had an interesting question. He said, do you think the Breakfast Club ruined Tyla's career when she didn't answer that question about a race?
No.
Oh, no.
That had nothing to do with Breakfast Club. I was doing what any media platform should have done, which is ask a question. If anybody, you know, heard Tyla, it was her label. You know?
How so?
Because they should prep her for those kind of questions.
Facts.
Like, if you're a label, if you're a publicist, you know, and you're taking your artist on her media rounds, or him on his media rounds, you know what's out there. You know what...
He just said some... Okay, he just said the realest shit ever. Think about it. Okay, so right now, okay, I'm gonna talk a little bit about this. Right now, my friend, he's doing interviews, he's doing a lot of stuff right now. He's building his audience, right? To be an artist in this generation is not just about the music. The music can stick, but you have to have a character or a person. You have to have a characteristic to you that makes people like you and stick out. And one thing you have to be prepared when you're going up to these labels, these interviews, these podcasts, is that they're gonna ask the questions that the people out there want to hear. So when they're asking these questions, you have to be ready for it. You have to be prepared to answer these questions. Charlamagne the God is 1,000% right about that. Tyla should have been ready because that's what people want to know. So here's the answer to that question. The label should have prepped her on that. That's 100%. When you become a celebrity, you're damn near a politician. Damn near. You're playing politics.
Could potentially be asked. It's not like she hadn't been asked that question before. And I've seen her answer that question on social media in a very eloquent way. So just prep her to answer that question when it's asked.
So what was the question exactly?
Man, to go back, man, they came in, which you never do on Breakfast Club, because I don't even know why they would even try to play with us like that, as if we've ever followed those rules. They came in there with a list of things they did not want us to ask her.
Well, to be fair though, I usually have 1 or 2 questions that I want to cover. And you guys have always respected it.
Yeah, but
every single time.
But 6 or 7?
Yeah.
And like, I'm like, come on, like, it was like stuff like, yeah, just did Kai Cenat, you know, and it was the whole, it was like a sign or something.
We friends though.
We friends though, yeah. They didn't want us to ask about Kai Cenat. They didn't want us to ask something about Chris Brown. I guess she had been on Chris Brown's tour or something. Was it Chris Brown? It was somebody. It was just a list of questions, and I'm like, we might as well not even do this conversation. Like, this doesn't even make any sense. And sometimes,
the Breakfast Club, you can't go with a list of demands to the Breakfast Club. You gotta think about it. This is the same guy that got punched in it. Charlamagne got punched for a lot of things that he said over the years, which I thought wasn't cool. Like I thought that was crazy. Like people tried to clown him for running. There was like 3 dudes, and he got up through. It's what you're supposed to do. Don't sit there fighting over. You ain't Jackie Chan, motherfucker. But anyways, but here's the thing. Charlamagne will ask anything. He will ask anything, and that's what always made his interviews good. And no, I agree.
I'm not going to front. I can be an asshole, and it's like, yo, I get really pissed off at the labels for even trying us like that. And what I did tell the label was, I'm not abiding by anything on this list. I don't know if anybody else in the room is, but I'm telling you that I'm not. So take this time to go prepare your guests. I mean, your artist. They didn't take the time to prepare her. And so when I asked the question, you saw her turn around and look to the representatives of the label.
Oh, what was the question?
It was about the colorism, wasn't it? It was about the colorism statement.
She said she's not black, she's colored.
Yeah, and I was, by the way, I was just...
But isn't that what they say in South Africa?
That's why I asked the question. I don't know.
Yeah, and we don't, and African, here's the thing, like, you know what fucks me up? I knew that because I have a friend of mine, Edwin, he goes to Ghana every year, and he tells me, like, because when me and him talk about colorism a lot, and he tells me how colorism works in Africa, and it's just different. It's different, but like African Americans, anytime we heard the word colored, it was used as it was a slur against us. So when she said it, everybody was like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? But it was because we don't know how it's seen by the rest of the world. Most of the blacks that live in Western society, like who have been developed in Western society, we see the smoking gun. We see the underlying conversation that they're having with us. And that's the part where it messed Tyla up. Even though I thought that it shouldn't have, because of what I don't want to say my friend's name, but my friend from Africa told me. He told me straightforward, like, look, this is how they talk in Africa. This is just how they talk in Africa. They don't look at it as racist. This is how they speak. And it's fucked up. That fucked their career up. If it did, that's fucked up because it's just a misunderstanding. Like, but that shit can, like, rock everything for you, man.
No, now, but I asked that question to give her an opportunity to answer. It's not like I attacked her and was like, you said such and such. I was like, yo, what was up with, you saying blah, blah, blah about, your color? And she just turned around and looked at the label. So, like Drake, you make things worse for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you turn and look to the label for a lifeline? And then the person from the label was like, could you please not, ask that question? Could you please not, ask that question? Could we just move on? So they kind of made it worse for themselves. But I also don't think that's the reason why, Tyla's last album didn't do well.
3,700 copies sold his first week.
Yeah, but nobody, it wasn't
37. Yo, that's like SoundCloud numbers.
But it's a 4-song EP that I saw no promotion for.
Facts. That's facts. That's facts too, though.
What people are considering a major artist.
Mm-hmm. Man, labels still got to do their work, Vlad. That's the problem I have with a lot of these major labels, man. They're not doing any work. Like, think about all of these great projects that came out. Jid project came out. Like, where's the single? For Jid's project. He got that banging record, Skate.
And this is why I keep telling my friend, bro, we can bubble out and win right now, bro. Because labels think, like labels are literally thinking, if you have clout in any way, shape, or form, you don't need the push. We need to still push artists. We need to have artist development. It still needs to exist. This is an era where artist development is at its highest because everybody wants to see the artist that they're listening to. People will listen to your music, but once they figure out something weird about you, like, you like midget porn or some weird shit like that, then people stop fucking with you. But like, if people like get the vibe with you before that, then it's like, boom, and labels aren't doing that part, man. That's where there needs to be an artist development on character now.
With Earth Gang and Sierra on it, I don't see nobody working that record at radio. I don't see, a major video for that record anywhere. Like, where are the billboards and the posters and everything when these artists drop on these major labels? Like, these labels are not doing their job. I had no idea Tyla was coming out. The problem with these labels, man, is they think that they can rely on the internet for everything. And they also are relying on the artists' social media followers. Just post that your album's coming out. That shit ain't gonna work. Like, you gotta go out there and fucking
network,
beat the soil.
You gotta hit the ground.
You gotta hit the ground running.
The media run. So here we are.
Well, once again, prep your artists. One thing everybody should learn this year, man. Learn from the clips.
Yeah.
Learn from Pusha T and Mal.
Yes. Yes.
Everybody's talking about how genius their rollout was. Vlad, their rollout wasn't genius.
No, it was a regular rollout.
It was just a rollout.
I just ran into him in Atlanta a couple days ago.
It was just a rollout.
It was a regular rollout.
We don't see those anymore.
They did interviews.
They did interviews.
They did some listening parties.
They did listening parties.
That's it.
They put out music.
That's been done for 50 years, 100 years.
Lost art, though.
Exactly.
Lost art.
It's lost.
Because that's why everybody was just so, oh my God.
This is why we can bubble out right now, y'all. Get on one accord. I know some of my dudes be watching my videos. I'm gonna send this to every one of my dudes when we're talking about it. We can bubble out. We can bubble out on YouTube. We can bubble out on TikTok. We can do it. We just have to do the promotion. The promotion is a big factor in all this, and a lot of people have stepped way far away from promoting their products.
Clips rollout was amazing. No, you young motherfuckers, y'all just ain't never seen a real rollout.
Right.
That's what should have happened with Jig.
Facts.
You know, that's what should have happened with the Gunners of the world. Offset got an album coming out, I think this Friday. Same thing. I mean, he is though. You see Offset, you know, making his rounds, and Offset got a record. Like when the artist does what they're supposed to do and they deliver you great music and they making the rounds, hey, record label, could you fucking do your job?
Right.
I want to root for record labels, but sometimes I get pissed off at record labels the same way I get pissed off at, you know, radio executives. Because it's like, yo, do you forget why we're here? You know what I'm saying? Like, even like radio, is as much as people want to shit on radio, 90% of the country still listens to the radio every day. And artists will tell you. I saw Rodney Jerkins sit here and say, like he said on Breakfast Club, that my biggest checks come from the radio publishing, those radio spins, not these streaming platforms. I saw Hitmaker on $1 Million Worth of Game saying the same thing. Jermaine Dupri said the same thing. So it's just like, why are these labels trying to keep artists from, number one, making radio records, and number two, going on radio runs? If you ask me, I think it's because they know that the label makes more from streaming than the artist does.
Yeah.
True.
So let me get the artist to focus on that. The artist focuses on that. That's more money in our pocket.
Yep.
As opposed to him getting a big ass check for his, you know, publishing that we don't get any cut of.
Which is where it gets real crazy to me, because if you build the artist on the, we need to build a label. When I get enough money, we need to build a fucking label, because I know how to push this. When the artist bubbles out into radio, right? Look at Drake, for example. Right? Drake is one of the biggest radio hits ever. The streaming platforms will grow simultaneously. But people are so greedy, they're just like, we want to invest the money here first, instead of like, you know, fuck waiting on that. No, you have to give the artist time to bubble out and become very successful. I know we could take a label to the next level, man, if we all sit down and focus on it. But I'm telling you, this is the perfect time to come up. I think this is the best time to come up. We are literally in an era where things can go exactly the way you need it to go. So, anyways, though, I'm out, y'all. Peace.